What's up, guys? Stony Boy, what's good? What's good, homework? I apologize for being on here late. I'm gonna try to get the old car guy on here now. Here he is, the one and only. Finally, my apologies for all the rescheduling and stuff. It's been kind of crazy over here lately.
No worries. Life gets in the way sometimes.
Yes, sir. Before we start, my friend Homework Racing said he's a big fan of your channel.
Oh, well, that's good. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, that guy's awesome. So, welcome you guys to the Panther Magazine podcast. We'll be doing this from the Instagram Live from now on. I think that'll be the easiest way. We're here with Old Carr Guy. Do you want to give us your, I guess, your name and what you do and what inspired you to start the YouTube channel?
Yeah, so my name is Jason, and I'm a used car dealer. That's kind of what I've been doing for the last 16, almost 17 years. And just, being around cars, doing the car thing is what I've always done. I've always had project cars. And one day I was just kind of inspired to pick up my phone and start recording some of the crap that I do and, making YouTube videos on it. And one thing led to another. I bought a Panther and became part of the Panther family and put out a bunch of videos. And they're some of the most popular videos on my channel. So I am on YouTube. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, obviously, and Facebook. So you guys can find me over there.
Nice. Um, so your YouTube channel finally hit 35. I think the last time we spoke, you wasn't at 35,000 yet. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a long time coming. Hit 35,000 just yesterday, actually, when I woke up in the morning. No, the day before, I guess, on Tuesday. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I've made it to 1,000, I could make it to 10,000, and then 10,000 turned to 20, and it just keeps going. So it's just as long as you put the effort into it.
That's insane. Yeah, hopefully you can rub off on me. I'm working on learning how to make some content. I don't really have a garage or anything, so I have to be really creative right now.
Keep at it. You'll get there.
Yes, sir. So, what got you into Panther cars specifically?
Well, I've always liked big vehicles. The first big full-bodied car that I ever had was a '79 Chrysler Cordoba that I bought back in 1995, and I still have that car. By the way, it makes a um, appearance on my channel once in a while. But back about 2016, um, I just kind of had it in my mind that I wanted a Grand Marquis or a town car, Crown Vic, whatever happened to whatever happened I come across, and
Yeah,
it took me until about 2019 to find one. I just kept driving by it every day, and finally I stopped and I picked it up, and that was the car we appropriately named Grandma on the YouTube channel, my '04 Grand Marquis. We did a lot of work to that car,
yeah,
and after that it was Blackjack, the '03 Grand Marquis Ultimate that we lifted 3 inches and put 31-inch tires for a total of 5-inch lift.
that's
Um,
insane.
that's one of the biggest viewed videos on my channel, is putting the lift kit in that car. So um, I've had three or four others since. It rubbed off on my young fella, Junior. He's got three of them right now himself. One is a '04 Crown Vic, and the other one is a 2011 P7B with a manual.
Wow,
So that's something that we're going to be working on here this winter, trying to get that thing ready for the road.
that's amazing. So what are you dailying right now for a car?
Well, my wife is dailying our '07 Crown Vic,
Yeah.
and I currently am working on a 2012 Ford Escape as my kind of a winter beater. I bought it for cheap. and that's a little series I'm doing on my YouTube channel right now. Can you still buy a car for under $1,000 in
Yeah,
today's
I think you
today's
just
market?
uploaded a video. Don't you upload like every day, if I'm not mistaken?
I do shorts every day,
Every day.
short form content. Yep.
Okay.
But this was my full length video that I posted last week.
Nice.
That's just a little project I'm working on. So I'm always doing something. I've got two square body trucks, a 77 and a 1990 Suburban. So those are also projects that get worked on the channel as well. So
Right.
if you like big cars and you like square body trucks, well, this is the channel to watch, I guess.
Definitely. Old Carr Guy on YouTube. Definitely have to check it out. So out of all the Panthers, maybe from the Continentals to the Marauders, what's your favorite Panther platform car?
Well, it's hard to say because the later model ones are just all so similar. Um, but I think ultimately, if I was going to go out looking for one to buy today, I would probably be looking for, a 10 or 11 something, maybe like a town car, something dressed up nice.
Nice.
Um, but the town cars are getting harder to come by because they didn't make so many of them in the later years,
Yep.
unless you went with like a limousine. The P71s, P7Bs, there seems to be lots of them out there, but they're becoming, at least in my neck of the woods. I live in Canada, right next door to Maine,
Yep.
which is the Rust Belt. So these things are rusty pigs when they get older. So finding good clean ones up here is hard to come by.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that last time we tried to do this and it didn't work out how I wanted. Um, you also know how to fix the rust underneath cars. It's like a big thing that you do, right?
Yeah. So one of the videos I did on one of Junior's cars was we did an episode where we fixed the rocker panels on his. So most of these cars have those plastic covers that cover the rocker panels, so you don't see the rot
Yep.
and stuff like that. But here, where we are, we have safety inspections, and you got to have rocker panels on your car to pass a safety. So that was one of the things that we did. I showed everybody on my channel how I did it. Whether it's the right way or not, I don't know. But when everything was all said and done, it looked pretty good, and it was good enough to pass the safety inspection. So um, I'm not much of a welder myself, but I can get by. And when my welds are covered up by that plastic rocker panel cover on those Crown Vics, it hides a lot of sin. So
Yep. The old car guy way always works. The end result, I guess, is what matters.
that's right. Fake it
Right,
till you make
right.
it.
Exactly. And since you mentioned Canada, you're a little bit familiar with Dare Rosine, who made the Panther People film.
Yes, yeah.
Nice, nice. You guys never met or anything like that, or?
We've never met, but we have spoken.
Okay.
I told him if he was ever down in my neck of the woods to definitely look me up. I'd make it a point to travel to meet up with him if he was ever doing something Panther platform wise or whatever he was doing. And he did reach back. He mentioned that we don't make it back east very often, but if I am, I'll look you up. So
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to hit him up and tell him, go see Old Car Guy with your equipment. You
yeah,
guys go make a short film or something like that.
oh yeah. And if anybody is ever traveling and they make it through Maine and they're heading into Canada, I'm right on the border. I've got a 3-bay shop at my business, and I've also got room to work on stuff in my personal garage. So if you ever need some help or anything like that, don't be afraid to hit me up. I can be had pretty easily. Just reach out, and I generally respond pretty quickly to messages.
That's awesome. What's your favorite part about doing what you do as far as the YouTube content and stuff?
Well, it's opened up a lot of avenues, not just for creating what I do, but being able to travel and meet people. 2 years ago, I traveled to Georgia, to Atlanta, in my 77 C10 for a truck show down there.
That's
Um,
it.
this past year, I bought a Suburban in Kansas, so I flew into Wichita and I drove this Suburban home. I've done SEMA, I've done PRI, a lot of the stuff that I probably wouldn't be able to do otherwise if it wasn't for YouTube and my affiliation with the Get Out and Drive podcast.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of different shows like that. We try and get things out there talking about getting kids involved in the trades. What drives youth. There's not very many people doing this anymore. People aren't, wanting to fix cars or do collision work or do carpentry or electrician, stuff like that. So what is it going to take to get that? And that's part of what we do in the podcast is we try and get the word out there for the older generation. And I'm getting there myself. I'm almost 50, and my young fella's 25. He'll be 25 on his next birthday. So trying to get kids like that interested in things. Obviously, I'd like to see them get into cars because that's my passion. But that's a lot of what we talk about over there. We do also talk about things in the news. We do talk a lot about EVs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. A lot of people have varying opinions on those. So there's a lot of stuff that we talk about that's car related, and we have a lot of fun.
That's cool. Now, how is SEMA since you brought it up? Because someone mentioned that I should probably check it out one year.
Yeah, so we did SEMA in 22,
Okay.
and there's a little bit of hoops you got to jump through to get in as media, but it's not that bad. We got in as media, which put us into places that the general public couldn't go. And I mean, just the experience alone, bring your walking shoes because you're going to put on a lot of miles.
I believe it.
Just walking around the places is laid out over, 1.5 million square feet of convention center.
That's crazy.
So you can't see it all in the 3 or 4 days that you're there. That's why a lot of people continue to go every year. If you're in the industry and you're showing your product, you don't get to walk around much because you're there talking to people. So being a part of that podcast, we had time where we could go and do our own thing, but we also were able to go find people in their booth and talk to them about their products, about what they're doing for the industry, stuff like that. So doing a podcast, having a magazine like yourself, really is all the credentials you need to become a media member to access things like PRI or SEMA or stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to check out SEMA. And Vegas is probably cool too. Vegas has really good buffets. I don't know if you ate at a buffet when you was there, or
we didn't. We stayed. We were pretty much, stayed at a Airbnb. So we grocery shopped most of our meals to save on costs, obviously. But we did eat out a few times and found a few good burger joints and stuff like that. So we did travel around a little bit. We were there for 8 days, even though SEMA is only like 4. So we had 1 or 2 days that we did some sightseeing. My young fella and I rented a car. I guess it's not really exotic, but it was a Jaguar F-Type R. So
nice.
supercharged or twin turbo or whatever it was. We had fun. We went out to Hoover Dam, stuff like that. So
that's really cool. You guys are driving around in style.
Well, for a little while we were.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, they have really good buffets in Las Vegas, but I mean the Airbnb, you can't go wrong with cooking your own burgers. So
Yep. Well, it's all about cost savings. Like for me to fly there was me and my young fella. We went with John and Joanne, who are part of the podcast, and we stayed with them. So the costs were all split for the Airbnb. We shared the food. We drove around all week on their gas. They paid for parking when it came to parking, so we helped them out there.
Right.
We were trying to cut costs wherever we can. So us coming from Canada, we drove to Bangor, Maine, from where we are, which is about 90 miles, and we flew out of Bangor to Vegas. So, it was a little bit cheaper to do it that way than to fly, say, from Canada and then come into the country.
Yeah, that's really smart, actually, because I know you told me Maine is fairly close to you guys than it would be anywhere else. So
yeah, so Maine and New Brunswick are right side by side if you guys look at the map, and we live right down at the bottom corner, the southwest corner, so we're right on the border with Maine.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Old Carr Guy at SEMA. You should come to Fort Nationals one year.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of gigs that I'm trying to get to over the next couple of years. I want to do a hot rod power tour, but I'm trying to line that up with a buddy of mine who's able to go with
Yeah,
me. So
yeah,
just because I can go doesn't mean he can, but I want to go with him because we want to do it together.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but that's one thing that we want to do. We're also trying to plan a road trip this summer to hit a few different places. We've been doing road trips for the past 2 years, 3 years. So we want to do another one this year for 25. And I noticed that the Panther guys put on a pretty big show once in a while, and we want to be able to hit one of those at some point as well. I'd steal my wife's car.
Yeah, why not? Let it be your car for a weekend. Um, so what is your favorite thing about the Panther platform in general?
It's pretty easy. It's the quality of ride.
Okay.
You know, anybody who knows these cars knows that they're not perfect in every way,
Yep.
but they're not certainly overpowered in their stock form, even though they're a big V8 car. Um, their style didn't change much over the years. Um, their appointments on the inside were a little bit lackluster. Yeah, they had the air conditioning and the power seats and all that stuff, but overall, the ride quality of those cars to this day, when people say things ride like a Cadillac, I call BS because
Hmm.
nothing rides like a Panther.
Nothing.
So, and if you're lucky enough to have one with air ride suspension that hasn't blown out yet, even better.
Yep. I have an old 3, and I think it has air ride suspension. I just don't know how to navigate it yet. So I'm gonna see my mechanic this weekend. We're gonna have to see because I think the old 3 has air ride suspension.
I think I think '03 still had them. The one that I lifted originally was an air ride car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's freaking sick. That's awesome. Um, do you have any favorite builds that you see across Instagram that you like
Um,
think about all the time?
yeah, like Chris down there at ADTR,
ADPR, yep.
the rocket couch. Like, I mean, that thing's just badass.
Yeah, that
Uh,
air is nice.
on a on a cheaper budget form. Obviously, there's the Hoonmerk.
Yes, sir.
I saw him on here earlier. Um,
He's
there's
awesome.
also there's also another fellow I follow. He's from Ontario. I saw him on here earlier. I don't know if he's still in there or not. I saw him in the chat. See if I can go back. But yeah, can't go back that far, I guess. Anyways, yeah. So I like that car because it is tastefully done. Because of what they do down there at ADTR, it's almost you can show off your product, and it's just part of your company. So there's really not necessarily any out of pocket. You're just building your car to show people the capabilities of what it is that you sell.
Yep.
So when we did, a buddy of mine, we used to do a live stream on Thursday nights called the Car Guy and Six Fan Show, and we had Chris as a guest one time and interviewed him on our live stream, and that was a pretty good show. A lot of guys really enjoyed that.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, the guys from ADTR are awesome. They do great work. Everybody loves them. Um, yeah, Chris is a great guy too. That rocket coach car is crazy.
Yeah, and of course you can't talk about Panthers without talking about Marty Ox because Marty and the boys down there at Marty's Speed Shop, Most Speed Shop,
Of course.
uh, doing the tunes. My young fella on his '04 has a Marty tune on it, and
Awesome.
it works really good. And we've got to get another one done up for the manual swap because that thing still thinks it's got an automatic in it,
Oh man.
and
Gotta,
turns the rev limiter on it about 4,000, and that's about we got to get that shut off. So
yeah, you gotta give that car some giddy up. That's all it needs.
that's right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, Homework is one of my favorite builds. We hang out a lot. That's one car you're gonna have to see in person one day.
Yeah.
Um, That car's insane.
Well, I mean, of course, I see the videos all the time, but when I seen the movie and saw that car on there, that's like, okay, this is one car I need to take a
Yeah,
ride in.
I mean, he drove the car from New York. I think they went all the way to like New Mexico or
Yeah,
something like that. And that's a Grand Marquis. That's insane.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that's really crazy. Um, were you gonna say something or?
No, we just talking about uh, Marty Ox again. If you guys are looking for, you know, a simple way to, release a little bit more power, and I don't even like to use the word power. Everyone thinks horsepower is everything. To me, it's really not. It's just sometimes it's just the throttle response that you increase. If you ever change your rear gear, he can change that so your speedometer reads correctly. Timing and fueling and all that stuff. Shift points is a big one that he can do in these
Yeah,
automatics, and just make these things work more optimal. And I think if I remember correctly, it's like $550 or $600 US. Um,
that's not too bad. For
to get these things done.
yeah,
And at any point, you can go back to a stock tune, but they are tuned to your specific vehicle. If you've not done it and you're thinking about it just as a simple performance upgrade, I highly encourage it.
yeah. I've got to sit in the. I've actually gotten to drive a Grand Marquis. It might have been in 04, I think it was, and it had a tune on it, and there was a big difference night and day between my Grand Marquis and this car. So at
Yeah,
some point, I'm gonna need a tune as well.
yep. Everybody needs a tune
Yeah, that's it's a completely different feeling. It makes the car feel like a whole different car.
for sure. Yeah, like I said before, these cars as a rule are pretty plain Jane,
Yeah,
and they do need a little bit of help. So when I was making my videos on adding exhaust and adding a throttle body spacer and adding a high flow air intake, not a cold air intake, but a high flow, you get people in the comments saying, "Oh, that doesn't do anything for it," and blah blah blah. Well, by itself, it does not. But you add little bit here and there, and they all work together, along with a tune, and you're going to optimize whatever torque and horsepower and performance you want to get out of these things by doing all these little things. So I've been in the business long enough and been around the block a time or two to know that just throwing a set of dual exhaust on your otherwise stock vehicle is not going to make it add 50 horsepower. But you start doing little things here and there, change your rear gear, allow it to breathe a little bit better with exhaust and an intake and this and that. There's little things that you can do to it. And then along with a Marty tune, then you're going to see a big difference.
then you can go hit the circle track.
That's right. And if you're really keen and you want to spend big bucks, well, you can go with uh, with the blowers or turbos and all this stuff. But I guarantee you that your two valve is only good for so much horsepower.
Yeah. Now, do you have a dream Panther that you want to buy? Like, are you on the market looking for a Marauder or a town car or?
Um, I mean, it's probably sacrilege to say that the Marauder really doesn't do much for me. They're nice cars, and again with the better engine, and the performance that those have, I do like the subtle differences. I like the console shift
Yep,
in those cars. Would I specifically go out looking for a Marauder? No, because I'm cheap for starters.
yep,
But I could build a similar performance car for less money, and have what I want, have what I like.
yeah.
Um, but nevertheless, they are nice cars. I'm not going to dog on them at all. But I think my dream car would be a sleeper car, a town car that nobody would suspect would have a supercharger
Hmm.
or
That is,
turbos underneath of it,
yeah,
and just pull up to a stop sign and smoke show it down the boulevard type of thing. So
that would be insane. I don't think I've seen a town car yet built like that. Are you familiar with the meteor interceptor guys in Sweden?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I'm gonna have to send you their page, man. They built a Crown Vic and it has a V12 Rolls Royce engine in it.
Nice. I'll send me the link and I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, those guys are crazy. I think you're gonna enjoy that.
I see Red Boy in the comments is asking if I would ever make a trip down to Mass to one of your meets. Yeah, I think I would because you're on the other side of Boston from me, South Boston.
Yep.
So, I mean, Boston's only about a 4.5, 5 hour drive for me. So it'd be a nice weekend trip to go down and take
It,
in the sights. And
it,
as long as I didn't have to drive into Boston, I'd probably be all right. I'm from a small town. I don't like the big cities.
I don't blame you. Maybe in the spring we can get you down here and we can get you to avoid the
Yeah,
city.
for sure.
That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. And I guess just kind of all the questions I had for you tonight. There any shout outs you want to make or anything you want to say about your YouTube channel or your business or
Well, the YouTube channel is not growing without the help of people like you guys who like the Panther content. I've got lots of it on my channel. Um, Probably about a quarter of the videos that are on my channel. I have well over 1,000 are of Panthers.
mm,
So there's lots of little stuff that's insignificant, but there's also some neat things that you may learn, like just as simple as changing a thermostat or changing a blend door actuator, the dreaded blend door actuator. So there's lots of little things that I've done. If you're just looking for some entertainment, hang out, make sure you subscribe, say hi in the comments, let me know where you're commenting from. But I'm all over social media. And we are always doing stuff. I do have a merchandise store. In fact, I'm wearing one of my shirts right now. But
I'm gonna need a shirt.
if
I'm
you
gonna
can,
I'd wear that shirt every day if I had a shirt. I'm gonna get a shirt.
so if you're looking for a shirt, you can head over to shop.oldcarguy.com. The shipping is cheap, it's reasonable.
Uh,
There's lots of different products, and I actually even have T-shirts over there that easily distracted by Crown Vics, easily distracted by town cars, easily distracted by Grand Marquis, easily distracted by Panthers. So if you guys are looking for something like that, I've got lots of T-shirts that are easily distracted by with different brands on them and different stuff. So take a look. Maybe it's something you might want to wear.
that's awesome. Do you have stickers as well?
Absolutely. I got stickers of all types for my channel as well as for the podcast that we do, the Get Out and Drive podcast.
Nice. I'm gonna need a shirt and a sticker. I'm gonna go on the site and grab it. It's gonna be my Christmas shopping.
There you go.
Yes, sir. So I guess that's it. I appreciate you for joining here. I'm glad we got it done. I know my schedule has been really crazy lately. Yeah, really, really
Well, it
just
is what it is.
yeah, yeah.
Life
Okay.
gets in the way.
And like we said before, you do have a slogan that you live by that's on your channel.
I do. I try and keep my videos positive. I don't like to talk trash. I don't like to talk politics or religion. But I like to keep things positive, and I end every video with "Stay focused on the windshield, not the rear view mirror." There's a reason for that. That quote came from General Colin Powell, an American general, and it basically is encouraging you to not dwell on the bad decisions or things that you've done in the past and focus on what the future holds. You can change the future, you can't change the past.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. Well, thanks again, Old Carr Guy. Make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel, his TikTok, his Instagram, his Facebook. Give him a like, a follow, some comments. Go buy his merch, and we'll probably have him back on here soon.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. I understand that trying to get schedules to work and this and that for having live streams or recordings or whatever you have doesn't always work out the way you plan, but don't let it get you discouraged. Like I said, sometimes just regular life gets in the way of having fun.
Yes, sir. You get through it. You always get through it at the end of the day. So,
That's right.
sure. Well, thanks again, and we'll be in touch.
All right, Derek, I appreciate it very much. Thanks to everybody who was joining us here. tonight. I saw the numbers get up there quite a bit. So if
Sure.
you're looking for something to do and you're bored, want to check out a new channel that you've never checked out before, check out Old Carr Guy, because we got lots of great stuff over there. So I appreciate the time, appreciate the being able to spend some time with you and answer some questions for everybody.
No problem. Have a great night.
All right, guys, take
All right.
care.
See you.